Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Warden here, and today I'm here with Kearless. Go ahead and say hello, Kearless.
Hi guys.
And today, guys, we're going to be reviewing episode 79 of Dragon Ball Super, and the title for that is Universe Nine's Basil the Kicker versus Universe Seven's Majin Buu. And this was an awesome episode, guys. Like, do you want to start us off, Kearless, with from the start till maybe a couple of minutes in for the first thing that happened?
So yeah, it starts off with Majin Buu getting his butt kicked,
Pretty
mostly
much.
bouncing around like a bouncy ball, but he seems to be okay with it. It's not until later does he really like go serious, but initially he just thinks this is just kids in a park.
Yeah, he is.
Um,
He's getting really knocked around from what I can see. Like, he's just, you don't know if he's actually getting beat up. He doesn't have any facial expressions. He's just kind of getting kicked around until a certain point where, basically it cuts to a shot of Goku, and in that shot, Goku says like he's a bit worried because he can't sense their ki, but then he's also like, "This is awesome. I'll get to fight people. I don't know how strong they are." And then after that scene, like, it's a little bit later where he starts getting a little bit serious, and
well, yeah, but I mean, I don't think he's taking any damage whatsoever. I mean, if I'm completely honest, from the way that the way it's shot, I don't think he even sees that there's any real like there's no tension. This is just him playing. This is just him having a laugh. He thinks at this point Basil's his friend. He's just like, I've made a new friend and this guy loves me. Let's have a hug.
yeah.
Like
The thing I noticed though is the Supreme Kai was kind of like, oh, Majin Buu's being made. Where like he didn't know if Majin Buu was winning or losing. So can the gods sense their ki? Like, how does that work? I assume gods can sense all ki, but it seemed like the Supreme Kai couldn't. He couldn't sense Universe's Nine's ki, because why would he be worried if he could? Because he'd know Majin Buu was stronger if he could sense his ki.
well, I think that's just down to each Kai separately. So the Supreme Kai couldn't sense anything, but the Elder Kai, he kind of knew what was going on. He never seemed to show any kind of sweating at all. In fact, later on, towards sort of the middle to the end of the scene, he even referenced something before it happens, like he knew it was always going to go that way.
Oh yeah. That was the, I believe that was the Elder Kai, wasn't it? The Elder Kai was,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He's mate. That guy's always in the know.
He
Like,
is, isn't he? He's always in the loop. But yeah, so after basically Majin Buu's getting kicked around, he basically then Mr. Hercule or Satan, Mr. Satan, sorry, or Hercule as people call him.
Hail
It's
Satan.
Hercule in the English dub, if I'm correct, isn't it? And Mr. Satan in the official
Yeah.
subtitled version.
As far as I know, yeah. There's a censorship issue, but over time nobody really cares. So either works really.
So yeah, basically then what happens is Basil powers up into his fiery aura, if you remember that scene, after his Majin Buu's getting beaten up.
Yeah, he finally decides to show his power, but that's only because Goku basically says, "Come on, guys, that like
Yeah. And
you know
his
something's
spec-
going on here."
and his special technique was called the Shining Blaster technique, which is where he's like his feet go into aura and he shoots ki blast from his feet, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I kind of actually got a bit of a Naruto vibe from Guy, where the sheer force of his movement created like energy wave,
Yeah, that was,
rather
I
than
enjoyed that a lot.
yeah. Yeah, it was definitely unique. We haven't seen any kind of ki blast from feet since Dragon Ball, so nice nod to
Yeah,
the
nice to
where
bring
it
it back
started.
for once.
Yeah.
So then basically what happens then is Mr. Satan obviously gets injured from all the
Oh,
intensive fighting.
well, he gets caught in a blast just because he
Yeah.
pokes his nose out, and seeing he's about as powerful as a paperweight, that was not a bright move by him.
Yeah, and
But
then obviously Majin Buu says like Mr. Satan, he's like, I'm okay, just win for me. And obviously he passes unconscious, and this is where, guys, in the episode, it was awesome. I got goosebumps at this point. I don't know about you.
mate, Majin Buu opened his eyes. You knew stuff was about to get real. Like he went, and his veins and the steam. I'm like, oh, you done messed up now. Like this is not gonna go your way.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people in the community were saying like, oh, it's only evil Boo that opened his eyes. It was only the evil side of him, but obviously he was mad. And when Boo opens his
Yeah.
eyes, you know he's mad.
Yeah, I don't think the evil Buu is the one that opens his eyes. I mean, we now know it's not the case, but I never felt like that was his. I think that was just a measure of his rage.
Yeah.
That was something he did when he was angry. And Evil Boo was always angry. That was just his go-to. The steam and the veins was really cool. I thought it was such a good like flashback. In fact, what I was really interested in was were we gonna see like some kind of semi-transformation? Was this like a hint at it? Because whenever he steamed up,
Yeah, he transformed. Yeah,
yeah, and I was like, ooh, are they gonna give us something this early? Because it's still like I don't know, 2 episodes into the
yeah,
arc.
two
Like
episodes in.
I was just like, but no, they didn't. But I do wonder if it may be a hint for later on. You know, it could be wrong.
It definitely is a possibility. I can't see why it wouldn't be a possibility. I mean, it means new characters, more toys for the company as a whole. And obviously, everyone loves Boo. I prefer the Japanese voice actor of Boo, but that's for a different day. But Boo is a character. I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people love him.
You and me both. You and me both.
But
If there was a, if I was gonna say
carry on.
the only thing I wasn't happy about with up to this point
Yeah.
was Boo's energy technique.
Yeah, I felt a little bit lackluster. They didn't even say anything with it.
It wasn't even that. It was basically a poor man's Kamehameha or Gallic gun. Like it had no name. It had barely any kind of reference. I mean, where was he shooting it out of his like I don't know head tentacle thing? I don't know,
Yeah,
whatever you
like
want
a
to call
beam
it.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, or I don't know. He had like a bunch of cool different abilities from way back. We didn't
Yeah,
get to
I
see
felt
any
like it
of
was a
them.
missed opportunity to give him something good or an epic moment. Like add some extra music and then him say what the move is, like a new technique maybe that he'd like created or just out of rage he made it. Like we don't know, but I think it was a missed opportunity in my opinion as well. I think they definitely could have added a bit more emphasis into that attack because in that scene when he fires that attack, obviously we've missed a little bit of basically where we first see Tapu. And now Tapu is the guy, the masked guy with the robe and his face covered up. So
Tapu,
Basil fires a blast at Boo, and Boo deflects it up in the air. And then obviously this guy just stops it, kind of like how Super Saiyan
okay.
Blue Vegito did against Zamasu.
Here's the point of that shot, though. Like the thing to reference is the energy blast took 1 or 2 hands of Boo, and he got a pushback to knock this away, to only deflect. Whereas Tapu,
he just
he just went, and it's gone. Bye.
And in that scene in specific, he made light work of the blast and he nulled it basically. But
Yeah.
he did say in that scene like, "How dare you disrespect the gods?" along those lines.
Okay, so we're gonna have a zealot. So far we've got the greedy, sort of, the greedy Kai from Universe 9.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's kind of their theme. They're sneaky, they're sly. They've kind of got a theme going on. I wonder if that's Universe 11, from the cloaked guy, right?
He is,
Universe
yes, it's
11.
Universe 11, yes.
Because we've seen them separately in their V-shaped sort of garb.
Yeah, they're Freedom Troopers armor uniform, yes.
Truth, justice, peace. I'm wondering if they're going to be a kind of a zealot bunch, and that's going to be like Universe 11's theme.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see all the official Universe's official teams and like if they theme each individual one differently. So basically, once that's happened, Boo wins basically because a slight tangent is. Didn't you see the Tree of Mai-esque fruit that was thrown into the wolf's mouth?
I saw that. I was like, nice nod.
Yeah, I was like, Turles confirmed back again.
And also his transformation and the aura kind of gave that nod as well. So we haven't really mentioned it, but towards sort of the latter bit, after Boo basically wrecks Basil, just like puts him in his place, it turns out that the exhibition match have no rules. You are allowed to kill your opponent if that is what it takes to entertain Zeno-samas.
Yeah, the Zenos.
Who basically said nothing this entire episode. Like, if there was one people I was hoping to have a response, it was them. And mostly we got was, ooh, hee, ah, ooh. But besides that, the transformation was really cool, if a little short-lived.
Yes, I definitely agree with the fiery aura that the transformation that came with it and the way he buffed up and his eyes went bloodshot. But as we thought, or as well I thought, I don't know what you thought, but I knew that Boo was going to win kind of by how the episode before played out. And obviously I didn't think they'd let Boo lose for then Gohan to win twice. Because I kind of felt like I was going to go win, lose until Goku and the final guy. It could change, but that's just how I think about it. And then obviously we just spoke about the Dai Shinkan. Obviously he said there's no rules. because until the Zenos are satisfied or someone can't continue,
so
it's all game.
So this is when actually the what we shall call the tiny tree of might fruit gets thrown in,
and it's allowed.
And it was allowed. Initially, we were like, oh wait, there's a Budokai. Budokai is you're not allowed to have any help, you're not allowed to kill, and you're not allowed. Not allowed to ring out. Sorry, you ring out and you're not allowed items. Yeah, like it's a flat rule. They've kind of been there since the beginning. That's what everyone knows. However, the Kai doesn't think twice about cheating, or at least supporting his team member, and throws him straight something as soon as he could. And then of course it's brought up, and Zenos are like, if it's going to make it more interesting, screw the rules. So it does make me interested to know if they make any rules for the tournament, how flexible are they going to be? Is Zeno-sama's just going to throw them out as soon as it's boring? Or is he going to actually, if somebody cheats, is they actually going to get dealt with?
You see, what I've noticed is what the Daishinkan did say after he stated those rules. He said, we will finalize the rules for the Tournament of Power, but right now, anything goes.
Yeah.
So maybe things are going to change. There will be official rules, but maybe because maybe it was just to see if the Zenos liked it. So anything goes, to see what they do and don't enjoy. So maybe it's all game. Maybe if they like it or they don't like it, then that's what the rules will be.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the Daishinkan does feel like a babysitter, so it would make sense that he would bow to any of their whims if that makes it better in the long term. Also, it was kind of good though. Like, I'm not necessarily against the idea of having no rules in a Budokai, because it actually creates real tension. The problem with a Budokai generally is that nobody can die, there are no consequences, and that's kind of it. You get really cool fight scenes, but no real after effects, no consequences. So if they go in and have very limited rules, then that will actually mean the fights matter. People can actually die, and that will have a dramatic change to the story. So maybe that's why they're introducing 10 people and bringing in Majin Buu and Android 17, so that they can do that later.
And on the topic of death, I'd like to point out that once Buu wins the fight, and it cuts to the scene where they're basically saying, like, Lavender's a weakling, you've disgraced us. Not Lavender, sorry, Basil, and then Lavender steps in, the coyote-looking character, and he says, I forgot, what is the leader's name again? The main one?
Oh, you called me out.
I'm not sure myself, but he basically says to Lavender, like, are you sure you're going to win? And he went, as long as killing's allowed, then I can't lose. And he's just laughing. And,
yeah, he's a jackal, isn't he?
Yes, and we did miss a slight point, which I think is a really big point, which is that the God of Destruction did say, isn't this too much? Basically insinuating that this God of Destruction isn't like light with, like, he does it as a job, but not if it's not necessary. And
he doesn't go out of his way.
The Supreme Kai is the one pulling the strings, in my opinion. It says, and he did say there's a scene where he puts his hand out to Universe 7 and says, this is my trio de danger, this is my universe, and points to Universe 7, insinuating that he's above the God of Destruction.
Yeah, so we were under the impression that the general rule of thumb is that the hierarchy goes like Supreme Kai, and then you've got kind of like God of Destruction slightly above.
Yeah, and then Angel above them.
However, we're under the impression that generally they're equals. Their power levels are whatever. So in that universe, it's entirely possible that the Supreme Kai or the Elder Kai or whatever title he's got is actually much stronger than their God of Destruction. One exists without the other, so it's entirely possible they would have no reason to kill the other, because that would create a problem for them both.
No, so I definitely do agree with that.
And also, they said that the other universes have stronger people in them, but they've never actually come out and said which universes are stronger, if they're stronger in a numerical order or if it's just at random.
Yeah, because Beerus did state that obviously there's in other universes there's warriors. They've spawned warriors that are even more mighty than himself.
Yeah. So that
obviously it's gonna be to see how strong these characters really are. But after that's concluded, Lavender. If we go back to the point of Lavender, obviously saying that he can't lose if he can kill someone, and this is the moment where, as a Gohan fan, I was so happy to see him go, Father, let me fight, and he took off his shades, and I was there like, finally.
No, here's the funny part is when Goku's like, "Are you sure?" Because even
Yeah.
even Goku knows that Gohan is nowhere near to what he was. Like, he's like, mate, are you sure? Like, I brought you because you're strong, but like, I can do the next one. But we all know they're gonna save Bergamo. That's the other guy's name. To fight against Goku, because that's the icing on the cake, the piece de la resistance. That's the one everyone's waiting to see. But what I'm curious to see is if Gohan figures out a way to sense them that doesn't require ki and teach Goku this, or Goku will figure it out because Goku can watch something once and instantly learn it. So
No, I do actually agree with that point, because obviously what happens is that the episode ends with them two stood in the ring and Lavender laughing and Gohan stood there and he goes like that, right, ready to fight like a Budokai Tenkaichi tournament, and then obviously he does the face. He changes from, you don't see that looking Gohan very often. He knew that it was time to fight. Like, he switched to his serious mode, and then it ends. And then obviously we cut to the preview, which we can talk about, and we get to see the mist technique. The infamous mist technique, that obviously, if you've seen spoilers, people already know what it's called, the mist technique. And it basically is going to make him blind. And obviously, like you said, this is going to be a way to see if he finds out a way to sense their ki, because Goku stated they can't sense it. And obviously in the cutscene, you see him as a Super Saiyan, which was nice. I did enjoy actually seeing him turn to Super Saiyan. I think it was a bit too early to do it, especially when he's got his Mystic form. But I don't think he can achieve his Mystic form yet again. I don't think he can do it.
I agree. Like, topic of speculation towards later things, we're going to go normal Super Saiyan, and he's going to unlock his Mystic and then Mystic Plus, like whether he goes like some kind of hybrid or whatever. We're probably going to see that before the arc is concluded. However, what I didn't like, and because we've talked a lot about what we really enjoyed about the episode, and there was a lot to say for this episode considering so early in the arc, there were some things that weren't on point for me that actually I kind of annoyed me when I was watching, because they were quite glaring. First of all, was how good the animation was when it was fighting, and then how wonky it was when it wasn't.
Yeah, you see, the problem with Dragon Ball Super has been that a lot of people have been complaining about the animation in certain points, but obviously things do get changed by the Blu-ray. Obviously, we've already seen that in the dub, but I just try and take it for what it is, because I could definitely nitpick myself with a lot of bad animations.
It wasn't that; it was just the final shot of him going Super Saiyan wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like, that was your clincher. That's what you're like saying, and we'll see you next week on. And it was just, it was like, you want that shot to be perfect. People can screenshot that shot, have it on their phone, their wallpaper, their background, and all that good stuff. And it was just a little bit wonky. It wasn't the best way to end an episode. They should have ended it on the eyes, man. That's what we should have got.
Yeah, they should have ended it on the eyes instead of showing it in the preview, obviously, because then we get to see him turn Super Saiyan, which I am happy that they showed it, but I think it's a little bit too soon, because I was hoping that the first transformation would like shock the other gods, like they'd be like, "Oh, a power up."
I don't think that's going to be a case. The problem is we're seeing several universes, and now we know that she still doesn't have a name, so I'm calling her Brolita. Yeah,
Brolita,
is going to be of Universe 11. I think that's more or less a thing. We've seen her in the
she's
in
one
the
of
garb.
the troop fighters from what we know of so far. Yes.
So she's a Saiyan from Universe 11, which is less. So basically, we know they're going to be Saiyans across all the universes potentially. So transformations that most of them are going to know, and even within this episode, we saw a type of transformation with the fake Tree of Might and Basil.
Yeah.
So I don't think the people that they're fighting are just too clever for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think that would have worked. What I'm surprised about is that a Super Saiyan transformation is a huge multiplier in your power. And if you're taking that to an exhibition match, you've got no trump card. What's he going to do? Is he going to Masenko Ha somebody? And they're going to go, "Oh, I didn't know that was coming." Woo. So for me, I agree it was too quick. But at the same time, I feel they're getting Super Saiyan out the way now, because Super Saiyan was so 2002.
Yeah,
like,
the one in the newer transformations. Like, I think most people prefer just the Super Saiyan 2 aura with the lightning. Once you bring in the lightning,
it's so good.
So obviously, to finalize the episode as a whole, I'd like to say that it seems that Universe's 9's Supreme Kai's evil. He's the one pulling the strings.
Most definitely.
We've got Boo. Still knows how to fight, even though we haven't seen him fight in a long time. He hasn't done any training, so I'm going to assume he doesn't need training to be able to fight just because of what he is.
He's magic, so he's kind of always at peak.
And we're going to find out if Gohan finds a way to see the sense key, or maybe by movement or by hearing. Maybe we don't know what it could be.
I do wonder, but the thing is, I imagine that's not going to work. I imagine it's going to be something we haven't seen before, or something we haven't seen for a long time. So like reusing an old technique. But yeah, I think that's definitely interesting. I'm also curious to see how the other gods start reacting to the fight, because we've only seen so far Universe 11. I don't know what the Egyptian god of destruction is called, but she made a comment about this fight.
Did. That is very true.
And that's pretty much it. We got a brief comment made by Universe 11's Supreme God of Destruction, I can't remember. But we haven't really seen anyone else. I'd be interested to see how the elephant, so the Ganesh-looking god, how he responds. Because we've now seen proof that a god of destruction isn't just inherently destructive. By showing us Universe 9's god of destruction having empathy and a genuine concern for somebody that isn't of his universe or of his people, that actually maybe other gods of destructions are like that as well. So it'd be interesting to see how they clash with one another.
So speculations for next week's episode. I'd like to think that in my prediction, I'm going to cut it nice and short and sweet. My prediction is that Gohan's going to lose, because obviously it's not a winner stays on thing. So I think Gohan's going to lose, and then obviously it's going to be like a 1-1 thing. And that's why Gohan's going to go back and train, because he's going to lose and he's going to feel disappointed, in my opinion. And then obviously we're going to see the fight against Goku. And what's his name again? Sorry, Bergamo. And
I'm probably butchering that, but that's how.
And I think that obviously Goku's going to win 2-1. But for next week's episode, I feel like it's going to be a close match. But I think Gohan's still going to lose. And that's what's going to push him to training for next week's episode.
Okay. I think you're right, but slightly different. So how I think it's going to go, if we're going to have a little bit of that, is that actually it's going to be a draw. Because what we're going to do is we've had one win. Yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a draw. I think what will happen is Gohan and Lavender will knock each other out or be too exhausted to continue or whatever. And obviously Gohan won't be able to continue because his eyes will be damaged for X amount of time, you know.
Yep.
And then it's going to go in with the fight being a 1 win, 1 draw. This means that Bergamo has more to prove because he has to draw.
Okay.
Yeah. And thus, if he does, it might be considered to keep his universe in it, so that's there for the World Tournament, the Tournament of Power. That means that we'll see Bergamo go full tilt.
Okay, yeah.
Because if you go in 1 win, 1 loss, he can go in pre-casual because it's pretty even. But with a draw, that's kind of, he's got more to prove. He has to have that win for it to amount to anything.
Okay, no, I definitely agree with that.
And I think we'll see that draw happen when Gohan goes Super Saiyan. That will be his clincher. He'll have to do it and nail Lavender, and that's what it'll be. And that's my prediction for next episode. I'm also hoping it's a 2-parter because I felt that this fight was relatively short.
Yeah, no, so yeah, guys, what do you think to the review? Is there anything that you think is going to happen in the review that we've talked about, or do you think there's anything that's going to come to fruition that maybe we haven't mentioned? Definitely let us know down in the comments, guys.
Yeah, this is definitely a discussion, so I will be looking to see what people comment, and I will be responding because I like to do that. So if you have something to say, trust me, I will be reading them.
Yeah, so make sure you go and check out which way am I pointing that way, this way. Make sure you go and check out Careless's channel. The link will be down in the description. Obviously, we'll be doing these reviews, and they'll be going up on both of our channels. That way, his viewers can see it on his channel, and my viewers can see it on there. But make sure you go and check him out for all the content. He does do Dragon Ball Z content as well as other content as well. So definitely go and check him out, guys.
Same goes for the Warden. You can find him at the first Warden. He does a way much better content than me. That's confirmed. Don't worry, guys. I've got you on that. And you can find it out there. There'll be links and stuff in the below. Obviously, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit it with a like. If you've really enjoyed it, hit us with a subscribe, and we'll look forward to seeing what you guys say in the comments.
Yeah, so thank you very much for watching today, guys, and until next time, peace.